Hey guys, I'm Dave and welcome to the Trull Gallery. Today, we're going to refinish some outdoor furniture that's seen better days. My clients have picked up a table and set of chairs that have been living out in the Florida sun for quite some time, probably for years. The finish is shot and it needs to be stripped down and refurbished with a new finish. Now, the old finish may have been deck paint or varnish, but I'm going to replace it with something a little bit easier to maintain. Let's take a look.
I have a lot of reasons why I'm not a fan of a surface finish on outdoor furniture, especially in Florida. You have to maintain that finish every year at a minimum, and if you don't, your furniture is going to look like this. My only saving grace with these pieces is that the finish is so old that it cleaned up pretty easily. With that said, it still took hours and hours of work to clean things up. I started with my random orbit sander and 120 grit paper. This gets rid of most of the old finish, at least where I can get the sander in place. And a respirator is a must here. The dust from a beat up old finish on top of dried out old wood, teak in this case, would tear up your lungs in no time. Once I've gotten off as much as I could, I switched to my oscillating tool with a triangular sanding pad. Its lower profile and smaller head lets me get into most of the tight spots on these chairs. I could even get into the tight spots of the turnings. And since there are hours of work here, I highly recommend hearing protection as well. I rarely work without them, because my hearing's bad enough as it is. And what's that ringing? One more tool switch, this time to my Dremel rotary tool with a small flap sander. Each smaller tool lets me get into tighter and tighter areas. While the chairs are looking better, there's still hand sanding to be done. All the areas where the 3 sanders couldn't get to. Tight corners, between the turnings, and inside the slats. Yep, all of it needs cleaning up. At least now I can lose the hearing protection. After cleaning up all 8 chairs, I realized I had to spend about 2 hours on each chair just to get them ready for a new finish. And that's on top of the 6+ hours I put into the massive table that goes with them. I finished the set off with 2 coats of teak oil, and while this isn't as easy as spraying a finish like urethane or spar varnish, next year's maintenance will take a fraction of the time it took to clean them up this year. These pieces will need a light sanding where the sun and rain get to the finish, and then a quick coat of oil. I'm also glad I'm not the one who has to assemble that massive table. The top is about 7 feet long, about 4 feet wide, and a full 7 inches thick. I couldn't even budget when I worked on it.
A lot of work went into bringing this set back to life, like 30 hours of work. But if my clients do a little bit of maintenance every year, they'll never have this headache again. I didn't record every aspect of this process because I was trying to get through a miserable job. And there's a lot of repetition and all that sanding. I also had to watch my camera angles so you couldn't see the furniture in my backyard. Not that it needs any work or anything. Love to hear your thoughts on this video. Was there something I could have done differently, a different process, different technique? Drop them in the comments below. I'd also love to hear if you've had to bring some old furniture back to life yourself. I've listed some of the materials and tools I use below, and some of them have affiliate links associated with them, and if you purchase something, it helps keep this channel going. If you enjoyed this video, maybe you give us a thumbs up and share it with friends. And if you haven't already, maybe it's time to hit that subscribe button and a little bell so you get notified each time I put out a new video. I'm never sure what's coming up next, but it should be something interesting, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. For now, have a great day, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.